Hey guys, it's Jenna and Harvey. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my July favorites, and this is the ultimate favorite of all, my dog Harvey. I know you guys love seeing him, so I figured I would put him in the intro. He's about to get a groom today, so he's gonna get a little bit of a trim. Otherwise, he is doing great. Now, like I said, today's video is July favorites. I can't believe it's already the end of July. So crazy. I do have some amazing products to talk about here. There's some that I haven't even talked at all on my channel about yet that have been instant faves. So let's get started. But first of all, this video is also extra special because it is in collaboration with one of my friends here on YouTube. Her name is Jackeline and she has her own channel. Hey, it's Jackeline. She is also a luxury beauty channel and she works super hard at getting some reviews up for you guys really quickly, just like how I do here. I feel like she's like my older sister. She is just someone I have really gotten to know and love over the last year. So I do feel like you're going to absolutely love her content. She is going to be doing her July favorites as well, and I can't wait to see what her favorites are from this past month. Don't forget to check out her video after this one and go subscribe to her channel as well. Tell her that I sent you. Now let's get started on my July faves. I do have to share, first of all, my favorite lip stain that I've actually come across in the last little while, and this one is actually from Colourpop. So typically I talk about high-end and luxury makeup. This is not a high-end and luxury makeup item. It is quite an affordable item, actually. But I was super intrigued by these that I really wanted to try them, and these are by far the best stain I've come across. It does set down on the lips for sure, and it does offer that nice wash of color, but it doesn't dry down on your lips super crazy tight or dry them out where it looks kind of flaky. It just actually does a good job of setting perfectly. You can put a gloss over top. They're quite versatile products. Very simplistic packaging, and this is the Fresh Kiss line from Colourpop. Twice Shy is on my left and Ice Pop is on the right. Gorgeous, vibrant colors. They do dry down kind of like that beautiful lip stain type of feeling. But once again, like I said, these are so versatile. You can actually layer them with more product over top and it doesn't look weird or cakey. These are some of the best stains that I've come across, and they're perfect for just like a day at the beach or just something really key, like at the cabin or at the lake when you don't want to have to fuss with lipstick or gloss. I do have two eyeshadow palettes that I've been loving this past month. One of them has been an instant hit and I really haven't had it for longer than a week, and the other one I've had it for this entire month of July. The first one is the ABH Norvina Pro Collection palette. This is the purple ensemble, if you will. This is Pro palette number 5. This is a huge palette. Like, I'm just trying to open it on my lap here. There we go. This is a huge palette. It is bigger than my head, basically. It is huge. And of course we do have a couple shades that are a little bit redundant in this palette. I do wish that that had been a little bit different, specifically in this corner of the palette here. But the quality of these is great. If you love purple, you're gonna love this. Obviously, you need to love purple to love this, but I love the shimmer quality of the shimmers in this palette. I love the mattes. I love how creamy they are. I love some of the topper, more pressed pigment shades in here. There's one that's really textured right down here. Very interesting palette. You can do so many different looks with this, and I've actually been wearing this a lot more than I thought. I do have a trip coming up. As you guys know, I posted on Instagram that I'll be going to Greece in September. You know, fingers crossed that everything is okay to go ahead and do that. But this is a palette, just so you guys know, I'm not going to bring a palette like this overseas. It's too big, it's too fragile, no. This is a perfect, like, you know, work with at home type palette because it's just the sheer size of it. Like, as much as I love this, I would be so scared that this would break apart in transit. So this is a lovely palette, of course. I don't have the other Norvina palettes to compare it to or anything, but this is the first color story that really spoke to me. A lot of them are quite vibrant, so I figured that this was the best purchase to try out the line. Gorgeous outer packaging, you can see that. Look how stunning. I love that. I have to two-hand hold this palette because it is so massive, but super, super beautiful. If you're into purple, this is a must-have, absolutely. I love all the versatility within purple that she's done and the fact that she's included those nice browns and a touch of pink to add a little bit more versatility. My favorite bronzer this month actually comes from Huda Beauty. This is the GloWish bronzer, and this is actually a different shade than the shade that I initially picked up in my first impressions video. This is a little bit deeper. I remember really having to build that one up on the skin, and I thought, you know what, instead of having to put like 5, 6, 7 layers of bronzer on my skin, I'm gonna go back to Sephora and exchange it for one where I only need a couple layers. This is number 2 medium. I really love the swirl kind of gradient design in this bronzer. It actually reminds me kind of coffee and like mixing your coffee in the morning. I no longer actually take cream in my coffee, but this is what it reminds me of. Silly little side tangent there, but this is really beautiful. I love how my big Marc Jacobs the bronze brush fits right in there, and it just gives a really nice glowy result. It is the bronzer I'm wearing today, and it just is so effortlessly easy. This is a gorgeous bronzer for the summer. I absolutely think that this is just one you can do like really quick if you want this gorgeous sun-kissed bronze. It's not too reddy, it's not orangey, it's just that perfect shade. You can see the bronzer here on my hand, but this is actually multiple layers. This is one of those products that for whatever reason, like swatches very poorly. And it's weird because of how it translates on the skin is not at all like that. But for some reason, building up a swatch like this takes like 3 or 4 swipes. Don't let that swatch quality fool you, because not always is that the whole story. This is a perfect example of something swatching a little bit poorly on your hand, but then looking gorgeous on the skin. Hopefully that swatch showed a little bit of that radiance that pops through with this bronzer. There's no like shimmer where it looks like a highlight or anything. It just really brings light to the skin. And you guys know that I love products like that. I love glowy products. I love products that bring light, that bring that youthful glow within the skin. I do think the rest of these products in here are glowy type products now that I think about it. So this has been a palette that I've been obsessed with. This is the Nars Orgasm on the Beach Cheek Palette, especially this blush right here. It's so good. Like this is the one I'm wearing today. It's such a good palette. I do use these two as highlights. I haven't used this side of it as much because it is on the deeper side, but if you do have deeper skin, that's gonna look stunning. It's that baked jelly formulation. It is such a beautiful palette. This is one, I know Nars puts out these types of palettes all the time, but this is one that I really liked. I think this year they did a great job. These are such gorgeous shades, honestly. You can even use some of those as eyeshadow if you want. I'm obsessed with this palette. I think it's so beautiful. This is such a good one. I've been obsessed with this July. I know it's going to leak into August. I just love how gorgeous all of these shades are on the skin. It's funny because this Nars palette was actually in my June favorites as well, but I couldn't not include it in this month's favorites because this one is still a blush palette that I'm using so frequently. So it just kind of goes to show this has been a favorite now for 2 months in a row. I have been absolutely obsessed with this new Tom Ford quad. I just got this in my Nordstrom anniversary sale. That sale is still running, so if you do want to get this palette, there is still the option to do so, I believe. But this is the Color Story Coquette, and I'm super in love with this one actually too. It's so everyday friendly, so easy to use, and this one has just been a very quick favorite. Here are the swatches of this gorgeous quad, and you can see here the shine, how soft these shades are. They're super creamy, they're very easy to use, and the blendability is also amazing. So I did wear this in a previous video. You guys asked what it was on my eyes, and this is the quad. This is not available by itself yet. I will try to figure that out for you guys, but it's in this set with the eyeliner, the mascara, and a mini lipstick. So hopefully you can get it like separately, because if you don't want to use all that other stuff right now, you can't get it by itself. So knowing Nordstrom and the anniversary sale, it's usually like a preview into the next season's items. So I'm thinking he's going to release this singly, but I'm not sure. There's another palette that I picked up that has very similar vibes to the iconic Illumination palette from Pat McGrath. I haven't tested that one out yet, but it's another Tom Ford quad. It's called Cognac Rose. So I will also update you guys with my thoughts on that one very soon. Let's talk about my next favorite, which is the new Dior Forever Glow products. I actually have two of these. Now, if you're Canadian, you can purchase them at Hudson's Bay or Holt Renfrew right now. They're also at the Dior website if you're American. This is the Dior Forever Couture Luminizer 01 Nude Glow 06 Coral Glow. I picked up two of them, one of them for a blush topper, one of them for a highlight. So Nude Glow is the highlight. This is so pretty. If you are overseas, I think you can get them in the Dior boutiques, but also check your major retailers as well and see, because it is slowly starting to roll out within these retailers now. But this is Nude Glow, and this is actually surprisingly not as deep as I thought. You can kind of see what I mean. If you get a little heavy-handed, especially if you're more on the fair side, eventually that little peachiness is gonna pop out, right? Like that golden peach. So just so you guys know that, look how shiny that is though. That's super, super soft. It's very airy and lightweight and just amplifies really quickly on the skin. So you can go for a subtle shine or you can go quite loud if you want with your highlight. But this is the Coral Glow color. Like, look at that. It is stunning. I could see that as a gorgeous highlight on a deep skin tone, but obviously I can't use that as a highlight, unfortunately, so I use it as a blush topper and it works just as well. So, so gorgeous. These are so beautiful. So packaging wise, this is actually a very soft plastic, like outer packaging. I don't know what I was expecting, if I was expecting it to be a little softer maybe, but I'm not mad at this outer casing. I do think that, this is the back of it here, I do think that it's still nice and luxurious. These are both 12-month shelf life, 6-gram highlights, and they are made in Italy, both of them. So these are great. I will definitely use these in an upcoming video when I test more makeup live on camera, but this is so, so pretty. The highlight that I'm wearing now, the blush topper I'm wearing, my blush is a little heavier than normal. I put it on top of one of the Nars products. So yeah, it's blush time today, but I'm not mad at it. Now, speaking of highlight, this is actually, before I got the Dior ones, this was the one that I was wearing a ton this month. This is the Clinique Flower Pop Highlighter, and this, you guys, is actually your recommendation for me. So I had no idea this was even one of the best products Clinique has done. It definitely fell under my radar, but this is one that is so gorgeous. It has a really cool, like, flower embossment in the powder, and actually there is such deep rickets in this powder that, you know, you have to be a little careful when picking it up because it's not perfectly even. Just make sure that you're really swishing that brush in there. But this is also a super gorgeous highlight. Really, really love this. And I actually asked you guys one day what products you've been loving, and one of you guys said this highlight. And then there was so many like thumbs up signs on this one that I had to get it. So this one I would say is a little bit more powdery though than the Dior one. Packaging here, very, very simplistic. It does say Clinique there, kind of hard to see, but here, I'll see if I can shine the light right there. Ah, there it is. So it does say Clinique right there. This is a lightweight packaging. This is also plastic. This is 9 grams of product in here. My last favorite for July is this gorgeous Tarte Shape Tape Luminizing Powder. This is the Glow Powder, sorry, pardon me, from Tarte. Now, here's what I'll say about this powder. This does run very similarly to the Hourglass lighting powders a little bit. It does have a little bit more luminosity behind it than the Hourglass ones. If you want to apply really lightly all over your base, you can absolutely do that. It does bring light to the area. It's not shimmery or shiny, but it does bring light to certain spots on the face. So I have actually set the under eye with this a little bit. I'm going to swatch on my hand here. This is a very heavy swatch. As a heavy swatch, it does look like a highlight, but I don't ever apply this much on my skin. This is like 3 or 4 layers. You need 1 to 2 for just a kiss of that luminous finish on the skin if you want to add light to certain areas. These are at Sephora Canada. I believe they're at Ulta for the US as well. They're definitely on Tarte's website. So if you can order from Tarte, that would be ideal. Like I said, I've set my concealer a little bit with this. I've added a little bit on the forehead, a little bit on the nose. Nothing crazy, nothing super blinding at all. It's just that nice light subtleness to the skin. I've definitely loved on this one quite a bit. You can see it's very well loved here. and this is the outer casing, so it's just a piece of plastic. The shade that I picked up is Sunlit. There are some other shades in this Shape Tape Glow Powder line. Please tell me what is one of your favorite makeup products from this past month. I'm super excited to continue to keep reviewing all of these new releases that are coming so soon. I have the new Tom Ford quads that are coming up, as well as the Wayne Goss palette very, very shortly on my channel. Actually, I think that's tomorrow, so just stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe to Jackeline. Go check out her July favorites. I'm super excited to see what she has for her faves this month. I feel like we have a lot of very similar preferences, so my wallet is not gonna like watching that video, but I'm gonna enjoy it very much. Until my next one, take care and stay safe. Bye guys.